Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Schmidt Lavelle. My name is Tom Lavelle, and as always, I'm accompanied by Mr. Timothy Schmidt.
Tomas, how are you, pal? It's good to be with you today.
It is good to be with you, and it's good to be here, and it's good to have you, the listener, out there listening to us. We want to mention a couple things before this show gets started. It's exciting week for us. We have our most viewed video of all time, over 100,000 views, and that's exciting for us because we finally had a reel of ours, like, you know, reach that
Breakthrough.
next level, break 100,000. We've done the 20,000, we've done the 15s, multiple thousands, but the 100,000 mark, that was exciting for us. Tons of shares, tons of views, over 100,000 people seeing Schmidt Lavelle content out there. We love it, and we can't do without you. We appreciate you. Also, we've gone above 500 followers on Instagram. Two benchmarks in one day. Now, for those of you that don't know, we've made a deal with Stat Girl. She wants to be on the show. She keeps bothering us to be on the show. Once we get to 1,000 followers, Stat Girl will be on the show. So, if you're not already doing it, now's the time. Pause, hit that follow, that subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you can follow us. Go give us a follow and then maybe a share. Tell your friends, tell your family. Schmidt Lavelle, the hottest growing show in all of shows.
I mean,
Very popular.
we could actually say that now and it be true, Tom, because I mean our stats from last week to this week are just astronomical. I mean, our follows are up, as you like to say, Tom, and our views are up. I mean, you're selling yourself short, Tom. We went from our best video being watched 20,000 times to our best video being watched 100,000 times. It's
And
major.
growing, still growing.
And you know what? The cool thing is that we're reaching, a different audience, and like we get to look at as content creators what our demographics are and stuff like that. And we've reached over 75,000 different accounts now. So it's not the same people watching the videos over and over again. And we have a demographic that's majority dominated between that 35 and 44 age range, which is kind of right in kind of our wheelhouse. So that's what this show is basically catered to. And it's just a testament to what we're doing. And look, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We like to get content out that is me and you. We put out a really cool reel dedicated to wrestling that really hit over pretty well with what that whole industry is about. But we're not just a wrestling show. We're not just just doing food reviews. We are everything encompassing content, and we're just trying to do some fun stuff for the viewers, Tom.
Yeah, right. And that's why last week we dropped the Schmidt and Lavelle podcast. People will say, Tom, you've got a podcast. Tim, you got a podcast. And yes, this is part of the medium that we send out the content that we're making, but we do a lot of different things. And we've had live shows. We go out and we film stuff. We do little shorts. We get, weather reviews. I'm getting waxed, whatever it is. We're just a show and we cover it all. We really do have a show that's basically in for all the professional wrestling fans out there. Jabroni Drive, you know about it. That's really taken off. People are loving that coming into WrestleMania season. So, like you said, Timmy, views are up, likes are up, shares are up, everything's up, up, up. And we can't do it without you. We love you. And before we get to our show, we got a great show planned for you tonight. There's a couple businesses we want to talk about. First and foremost, we mentioned them last week. I'm wearing the gear again. I believe Timmy's wearing a shirt
DG.
from them. So this is from and a big shout out to the design guys. That's design underscore guys GUYZ. You can find them on Instagram. Go check them out. Get a t-shirt. Get a hoodie. Get some Philly sports gear. It's the best stuff out there. Good feel, good fit. Can't suggest them enough. And we may have a surprise. A lot of people have been asking about these hoodies. This hoodie that I'm wearing, Schmidt and Lavelle. If you can't see us because you're listening, it's a black hoodie with our logo right in the middle of it. I love it. A great gift from the design guys, and we might be having more of those made in the near future for you to purchase. Timmy, anything you want to say about the design guys?
No, they're basically doing the same thing that we're doing. We talked about them before. They're very new to the industry, and they've made quite the impact with a few of their original shirts, and it's original design stuff. It's stuff that you're not going to see anywhere else. And they have really high quality t-shirts and sweatshirts that really fit. Look, I'm a bigger guy. These t-shirts fit perfectly and comfortably. They're breathable, which is huge. I love that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the horizon for design guys, and I talk to them almost on a daily basis, and they got a lot of ideas floating. So there's going to be a lot of cool content coming from them in the future too as well.
That's right. Go check them out. Design underscore guys, GUYZ. They got the coolest Philly merch you could get. All original. So you know you're not getting something that everyone had. Like you get this stuff. It's their thing. It's not like this carbon copy of, whatever it is. We love them. Go check them out. The other shout out we want to give is they helped us out big time in my waxing video, and Valentine's Day is coming up. That's going to be Ann Judge Aesthetics, Suzanne Ionello. We love them. Cool spot, comfortable as soon as you walk in, from Botox to waxing to facials. They do it all. With Valentine's Day around the corner, go check out Ann Judge Aesthetics, Suzanne Ionello. They took great care of us, and you're going to love what they can do for you. Go check them out. Great gift for Valentine's Day. I got my wife a gift there for Valentine's Day. She's gonna go get, I don't know if she's gonna get like the facial treatments they do, just the kind of spa treatment, everything they offer. She can pick anything on their list. It's all good stuff. So go check them out. And Judge Aesthetics, Suzanne Ionello. I'm still like a baby's bottom on my chest.
It's all
All
patched up.
patched up. All right,
Uh,
so let's get to the comments now. All right, from last week's episode, very exciting stuff. Like we said, we had a ton of views. This is from Mr. Heastiff, and this is in regards to Timmy saying, basically questioning if he's getting to the gym at 9 p.m. on the weekdays. Mr. Heastiff says, "Kiss my ass, Tim. The slander is real." Slanderous behavior last week by you, Timmy. Any comment for that? Any response?
it's just a little ribbing. That's what we do as men. We just take shots at each other, and he stiff knows it's all in tongue in cheek. And he actually got me a little bit motivated today because he went on Facebook. I guess he had just listened to the show and tagged me. It was a picture of himself in the gym, and he basically called me out for saying that he was full. I was full of shit. So he also got me motivated because I just had woken up from a nap, and I hopped on my Peloton, worked out, and got a nice little 30-minute sweat in. It was nice. So appreciate you, he stiff, and keep at it, kid. I mean, it's only month 2 now of new year, new me. So I can't wait to see what the results are in the summer.
You're looking good, Timmy. I've noticed a more toned, a more slim Tim, a more fit coming in, and I just want to look at him shoulders, man. Look at this guy. He's popping. I don't know if it's just the design guy's shirt, but man, Timmy, you're doing it. You're doing it in a big way. Kind of like Schmidt and Lavelle. All right. So let's get to some more comments. Now, this is from our Girl Scout cookies video last year. A lot of comments from the Girl Scouts cookies videos last week from MYKTUDE. I don't know if that's Mike Tude or My K Tude or whatever.
Matt Matt
MYK.
Matty Young Tude, maybe.
Manny Young too. That sounds good. I agree with Tom. Very overrated as far as the Girl Scout cookies. From S Madden 10. I tried to pull the sorry, I don't have any cash to the Girl Scouts outside of the Lowe's, and they hit me with the no worries, mister. We take Venmo. Ugh, that's a tough spot. No getting out of that one. And from Miss Nikki Lavelle, I think you are mean. Leave the Girl Scouts alone. My wife was not happy with our Girl Scout video last week. She said it was mean. She said she has friends that sell Girl Scout cookies and that it was inappropriate.
I I gotta say, Tom, I had an experience this weekend. Remember, I told you that I never really experienced like anyone in the Girl Scouts. Well, my daughter's had her friend stay over who was in the Girl Scouts,
Okay.
and yeah, they she slept over and they came bearing gifts. Tom, what do you think they brought over?
I'm thinking some Thin Mints. I'm thinking some Tagalongs. I'm thinking some Samoas.
So we got 3 boxes, lemonades,
Ooh, good ones. Okay.
we got Thin Mints, and we got Samoas.
Nice.
And I gotta say, I dove into a couple of those things. They're still pretty good, dude.
You know what? I had a conversation with my friend, and yes, did I, you know, Vince McMahon on those cookies? Of course. I uh I will say this, and you brought up a good point to me. Okay. As far as mass-produced cookies go, the Girl Scout cookies are probably up near the top echelon of that. And I didn't look at it that way. I was just looking at like all cookies in general. And I'm talking bakery cookies, homemade
Mhm.
cookies, all that other stuff where they don't compare. But if you're looking at a mass-produced cookie, it's them, what, the Oreo, you've got your Chewies, Chips Ahoy kind of things. And they're right in that mix. So I would go a double stuffed Oreo, the chewy Chips Ahoy cookies or any types of those. There's Entenmann's cookie boxes that are good, any chewy chocolate chip cookie. And then probably then you're getting into your Girl Scout range where there's a bunch of cookies that are in
I-
the
I'll
mix at the time.
I'll say it's a nice item. The one thing that I was kind of pissed off about though was that I didn't get a chance to have any Samoas.
They
And
were
that's
all gone.
because my father ate the entire box.
He ate the whole box.
Oh yeah. I'm like, I
Well, that
think it
doesn't take much.
but I mean it was two days and I walk in today and I was like, you know what? Like there's the Girl Scout cookies were sitting on the table and I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll have one of those Samoans finally, Samoas or whatever it's called. And they're gone. And I go, yo, dude, where are the Samoas? He's like, they're gone. They're long gone. I was like,
You can't wait on the Girl Scout cookie. There's
uh,
First of all, they're smaller. There's only so many in a row. You eat a row like that, the
yes.
sleeve's gone,
So
and and they're gone.
I had to settle for like 3 Thin Mints and then I dipped into a couple Oreos. So it was just
Ooh.
yeah, that was
What
it.
kind of Oreos?
Just a regular Oreo.
Not double stuffed?
No, no double stuff. It was
Ugh.
just regular.
Ugh.
I'm not a really big cookie guy. I was just had a little like sweet tooth there when I got home today, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right. Yeah.
So you say you have a sleepover, and that's gonna give us right into our first topic, Tim. We're gonna talk about sleepovers right now. Like when we're growing up, man, there's something magical about the sleepover, especially with the guys like, oh man, I'm gonna call, I'm gonna see if my mom will let me sleep. Like, first you're at your friend's house and the day's going good, you're having fun, and you're like, oh, yo, you should sleep over tonight. I was like, oh, let me ask my mom, Mom, can Todd sleep over tonight? And it's like, yeah, sure. Tom can sleep over if his parent, if that's okay. It's like, yes. Step
Yeah.
one down. Then you run and get the phone. And I gotta call your mom, and like you're usually like, look, we're hanging out. And you give them like the whole rundown
You're
before you
just
like
selling
ask a
it.
question. You're selling it like
Yeah.
crazy. You're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're over here, and you won't have to come pick me up, and I'm here in the morning, and then you know Mrs. S said she could give us a ride home in the morning, and it's like
Yeah.
before the baseball game, and they're gonna get the movie, and what do you know, blah blah blah, and it's like, all right, yeah, you can sleep over. Yes, yes, I love
Uh,
you, bye, and you hang up
you,
quick before it's
yeah.
like a chance to change their mind.
Dude, so you don't even realize this. Like this is really preparing you for what most people end up in, which is like sales, right? So like as a kid, you're selling almost on a daily basis. Like you're trying to get what you want. You're trying to remove all obstacles, right? Like, hey, like I gotta get rid of this thing so I could make this thing happen. And dude, selling was always like the biggest thing. I remember, dude, but you brought up a great point, like being on the phone with your mom and you're just like, Yeah, you hear the silence on the other side of the phone. You can hear her like thinking, like, I don't know about this. And then
Yeah.
you're like, I swear we're gonna be in bed early. Like, Mrs. Kleinschmidt says that we have to have lights out at 10 o'clock and there's no ifs, or ands, or buts around it. She don't even like to give us ice cream, Mom, so I won't even like eat ice cream. Like you're just packing it in.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, like she finally agrees. And now like I look at it as a parent, like why the hell would you not want your kids to sleep out?
Right.
Like
Go ahead.
at
See ya.
10, yeah, 10 or 11, you're going to be someone else's problem. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Go have at it.
Yeah,
Like,
right. You
good
feed
luck.
them.
Yeah. Good luck, Mrs. Lavelle.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. My
Now,
son's a psychopath.
and I was, man. I used to have a kid. There was a kid that we were sleeping over, and it was like unlimited soda. Like we would be, so dude, I would crush sodas over there. Like he had like cases of Coke or Sprite or whatever, and it was just like one after another. I'd have five or six in a night. Like this is the greatest day of my life. We have real soda over here.
Oh, yeah.
So, but the appeal with sleeping at my house was we could stay up whenever till whenever we wanted. It was not like necessarily we had the basement. So everyone was in the basement. We had a TV down there and it was just like as long as we stayed in the basement and we didn't like wake anyone up, there was no issues. We could do whatever the hell we wanted. We could stay up as late as we wanted. And I had friends that when you slept over their house, it was very like, all right, you know, we're going to bed in a half hour. It's gonna be 9 o'clock, and you're gonna hit the sack, and you go to bed, and then they hit the lights, and then you're like in there just like bullshitting with your like, oh yeah, this and that, blah 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 blah, and then next thing you know, they like you hear the parents moving around, like you're like, shut, act like you're sleeping. What's going on in here? I told you we got to go to sleep, guys. Time for bed.
Lights out. Lights
It's
out.
out, yeah.
Yeah. I was doing that to my kids this weekend. Like it was yeah, them too, obviously, and their friend Emerson. And I gave them till like 10:30. I'm like, look, guys, you can watch the movie 10:30, lights are out. And dude, they just were so loud. And girls are look, I've never witnessed a girl sleepover, right? This
Right.
is this is the first and all girl sleepover at the house. So
Oh wow.
they were
Wow, new ter now, as a dad, did you bring any like we have any cool they brought the Girl Scout cookies. Will we get any like popcorn going or
oh
do we
yeah.
get
So well, yeah, the pot. So I went out and I bought a karaoke machine for the girls so they could like, do their thing. Yeah, they have the Nintendo Switch. I got them Super Mario World. Like I got all sorts I had everything lined up for them, right? And it was fun, dude. It was cool, watching them like interact with each other. And yeah, they ended up the big thing of the night was that like my sister's dog is like just the star of the show. Like they just can't get enough of the dog. So they were basically playing with the dog the entire night. But the Emerson brought this. Do you know what a Furby is?
I think I know. Is that like a little doll that looks like an owl?
It looks like it almost looks like Gizmo from freaking
Yeah. Looks like
yeah,
Gizmo.
yeah.
Yeah.
And from Gremlins.
I didn't
And
think that Furbies were popular anymore. Like, wasn't that
uh
a while ago?
I don't know, dude. I guess they're back in, but she had this Furby and I guess the battery was running out or something like that and it turned on right away while it was like in her bag and it started like talking and stuff like that. And my daughters like freaked the fuck out. Like they went nuts. They thought it like came alive. Like legit. So they started freaking out. They ran downstairs. Like I'm sitting in the basement, like watching sports, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like I heard the feet come down. It sounded like a freaking train. I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" My daughters are crying. They're like, "It came alive. We're scared of it." I'm like, "It's a freaking toy. What are you doing?"
Like
So
Chucky.
yeah. So then I had to sleep with the Furby. So I had to. I'm like, I had to convince both my daughters,
Oh my
like, it's
God.
a fake toy. It has batteries. Look, there's screws on the bottom. So like I ended up holding, Dad, can you hold the Furby so it doesn't get us? So like instead of sleeping in their room, they slept in my sister's room.
I
And
would
then
have
I had to
loved if the Furby attacked you in the middle
uh
of the night, like
oh dude,
Chucky.
I have a picture of my daughter. She was holding a wooden baseball bat up in the bedroom because she was like scared that the Furby was gonna come while she was sleeping.
Nice.
Kids'
Oh, good.
imaginations, they just run wild. But yeah, the sleepover was awesome.
Sleepovers were the best. It's actually one of my fondest memories as a kid was the 1998 King of the Ring. Very popular for the wrestling fans. That's the infamous match with The Undertaker and Mankind, Hell in a Cell, throws him off the cell, whatever. So we were all in the basement, sleepover. We got that. We watched it. We were just buzzing after that match. Like we'd never seen anything like that in our lives. Like totally magical moment. Well, around the like corner from my house, like out the house and then across the way, there was the public pool. So this was like the first time we were like, yo, let's sneak out and we're gonna hop the fence. We're gonna get in the pool. So we sneak out, we hop the fence, we jump in the pool, and like just the exhilaration and the like, oh my God, like when we got away with it, we came home and we were like rushed home and got it with no one seeing anything. It was like the greatest night ever. We still talk about that. And then it became a tradition. We got to break in the pool. We're breaking in the pool. And then it was like, we did it like 20 times. But
It's
that first night was incredible.
it's crazy though, as you get older, like how it changes, right? Like sleepovers go from like, hey, we're gonna stay up and we're gonna play video games, and yeah, you just gotta be quiet. So like your mom does it, we're gonna stay up till 3 in the morning. And
Yeah.
then like as you get like later in high school, you're like, oh yeah, like we're gonna go out to a party, we're gonna
Yeah,
get
right.
drunk. And like, do we always had there was always like that mom, that really cool mom in the neighborhood that like you knew if you slept over their house, like you would be able to get away with it. Like
Yeah,
she cared, but she was just like, look, just make sure you're not like out of control.
right.
And that was my buddy's mom, Mrs. Wagner.
Oh
And
boy.
we used to crash at Mrs. Wagner's house all the time, and I would give it away every time because she'd be like, "You guys were drinking tonight," and then we'd be like, "No, we weren't. What are you talking about?" And she'd go, "Let me smell your breath." So like every time she would do that to us, I would go like, I'd like kiss her. I go, I kiss her. She's like, "You gave yourself away. You're drinking, you idiot." And Wags would be like, "Dude, why are you kissing my mom?" I was like, "I don't know what to do."
Yeah, well, I think that runs in the family, dude. That's your uncle Billy Murphy. Is that his name?
Yeah,
You get the kissing from him, huh?
yeah, I guess so.
All right. So that's gonna bring us to our next topic. Sleepovers are the best. I loved them when I was a kid, and just a great thing about being a kid, the sleepovers, and you finally get some like you get your friends over at the house,
Get your freedom.
your freedom. And so I want to talk about something that happened to me tonight. I'm scrolling through. My wife had made a post on Facebook, and I like look at it, and I'm like looking. I was like, "That's nice." And I'm scrolling through, and I scroll down, and Tim, this is where my question comes to you. And we had a bit of a an argument about this. Tim, what does DP stand for? And I will, in quotes, this is what she said. I love DP.
No.
I mean, that's a question, and maybe we'll post this question on Instagram and our story next week. And we're going to ask you, the audience. You tell us in the comments, send us a DM. What does DP stand for you?
So wait, hold on. What
What does the phrase DP, the two letters there? What does DP mean to you? Give us a comment. Give us
can we get a
a
context?
message.
Like, was it like, was there a photo that was up, and that's why she said she loved
There was
DP?
a photo that was up. Yes.
What's the photo?
The photo was of it was an article or a video actually.
Okay.
And it was Dave Portnoy talking
Okay.
about Taylor Swift.
Okay.
So when she said she loved DP,
She's referencing Dave Portnoy.
Dave Portnoy.
I mean, if you don't add that context to it, your mind can run wild.
Yeah.
I mean, you just said that I love DP. I mean, as a woman, and you're saying that, I mean, it. First thing comes to mind is double penetration.
Thank you. That's what it means. And
Uh,
like, I don't know if every guy knows that and not every woman knows that, but
yeah, uh,
DP is double penetration.
right.
And she writes on a post, I love DP. And I just
Uh,
like, I had to chuckle to myself. I said, hon, what, what did you write here? She's like, I love DP. And I'm like, what is DP? And she's like, it's Dave Portnoy. I was like, yeah, but that's
yeah.
not what it like. You can't write I love DP. And she
I,
goes, what does it mean? And I go, what do you think it means? She goes, dick pics.
See, that's what I mean. Like, if you don't give it context, you can just go crazy with it.
Right.
Uh,
We called and asked another friend. She said, does that mean designated pitcher?
no. I mean, in baseball, it's double play, right?
Double
So,
play.
but the problem is, no one calls Dave Portnoy DP.
Nobody calls Dave Portnoy
They call
DP.
him El Presidente or
El
El
Prez. I
Prez
love the Prez. I
or
love
Prez.
Portnoy would be acceptable. To say I love DP, you're
Yeah, it's a
setting
little.
yourself up there for like,
Yeah.
hey on, come on. You're, this is a
Clearly,
little slip.
clearly, she's not a stoolie, right?
She does love Dave Portnoy. I will
Yeah.
say that. But like it all started with his stuff with the businesses back in the day during COVID,
COVID.
at the Barstool Fund, and then she's a Swiftie, and so he loves Taylor Swift, so she likes that, and she just thinks he's funny, so she
Right.
likes Dave Portnoy and you know,
And
and
DP.
Taylor Swift, and loves DP.
Yeah.
My wife loves DP. What can I say? Uh,
She's not gonna get that at home, huh?
no, no. I'll go with SP at this point. You know what I mean?
Uh,
All right. So
salt and pepper.
yeah, salt and pepper. Love that band. Salt and pepper. All right. So let's get to our next topic. We've done sleepovers. We've done DPs.
I've never done DPs.
I've never. Hey, me either.
Don't be putting any words in my mouth. Better slow
Hey, with
your roll
DPs, you don't
about.
got to worry about the words in your mouth, buddy.
You're
So,
an idiot.
all right, let's get to our next topic, and that's going to be gift cards. All right, we're going to be talking about gift cards. I was recently at the bar, and in comes another bartender. If you don't know, if you're a local bartender, you become friends with all the other local bartenders that bartend at other establishments. They come in and see you. You go in and see them. Hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Was it busy? Was it slow? Oh, this blah 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 blah. Whatever. So the other day, a lovely young lady came in and we're talking and she follows the show and she watches the show and she says, I got a great topic for you. And I said, what's that? And she said, gift cards. I said, oh, that is a good topic. Gift cards. I want to talk about gift cards. I'm a type of person that I'll get a gift card and I'll never use it. I'll have it forever and it'll sit there and sit there and sit there. And I'll say, holy shit, I forgot I have this gift card. And that's, I guess, what seemed to happen. She said she was working, and I believe you and your father visited the local establishment, which, with what she seemed to think was like a dozen gift cards that you had to this place. What was going on, Tim? Can you explain the situation?
So yeah, my father, he has a collection of gift cards in an envelope that have been sitting basically on a hutch for 5 plus years. And my parents have had anniversaries, they've had birthdays that have come and gone. And it seems to be the common theme when my parents have these events that they continue to get gift cards that they just continue to put in envelopes and continue to stash away. So I was doing some house cleaning and I went through an envelope and I found all these gift cards and there was about six of them to a local establishment, Hilltown Tavern, right down the street. I mean, probably from its inception, from the time that Hilltown had opened till probably last year when my dad turned 80, he got a lot of gift cards. So he had six gift cards to Hilltown and we were just sitting around and it was like late. We didn't cook dinner. And I turned to him. I was like, "Yo, we got a bunch of gift cards to go down to Hilltown. You want to head down?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, let's go down." So the problem was on the gift cards, it didn't have the total amount. So, like you have an idea what you're going to spend when you go down, like for dinner. You're like, yeah, I'll take 2 gift cards or something like that if it was a total of $100. But I had no idea what was on them because they were so old. So I walked down, and Courtney, the bartender that you were referencing, was her and Jackie that were working. And I was like, hey, we're just gonna post up here. I don't know what's on any of these. Like, can we try to use these? And she was like, sure. So she started scanning, and we had a total of like $175 in gift cards. So we stayed there for probably 2 hours. We had a bunch of drinks. We used all the gift cards for the time that we were there, and it was well worth it. It was just fun, like just to post up. But it's nice like to walk in, not having any idea how much money you have, and then just have like a free dinner. It was like kind of cool.
I could have, I totally, I know exactly. You had the gift cards not knowing, and you're like, Dad, why do you have all these gift cards? Like, we're gonna go use them. You go in there, and as soon as they give you that total, I know you were just like, what? You have $175 in gift cards?
Like the worst part about
And
it
he's
is
like,
like
I didn't know, I didn't know.
like the worst part about it though is like they do eat out a lot, like a ton. Like whenever he come home, it's like, what are we ordering? And like he's sitting there on $175 worth of gift cards, and he's within like 12 houses, walking distance. All you have to do is walk down the street and get yourself a nice meal. What are you doing with all these gift cards? And then on top of that, dude, he's got gift cards to like for Sunoco gas. I'm like, what is going on with all this stuff? How long have you had this for? It's bananas, like relic gift cards. But like that's the
Wow.
pro. And like what is crazy about this is he fits into basically the demographic of people that just do not use gift cards. There's like a record number of money that has never been spent that's wasted in gift cards because people just get them and they put them in a drawer and they don't remember they have them or they go expired or
That's
it's like
me. I
what's
think I
weird.
have a gift certificate to from the boot probably for like 2 years, and I don't. It's right around the corner, and we never like. I got to use that thing. I'm
What's
thinking about that.
what's also weird, Tom, is what is it? You feel a certain way about using a gift card sometimes.
Yeah,
Like you go out to dinner, like a nice dinner, like and you're with like your significant other, and you're sitting on like I have $100 gift card, a Visa gift card in my wallet, right?
right.
And like if you go out to dinner and you're with your significant other, your girlfriend or whatever, and the bill comes and you pull out a gift card,
She looks at you like,
yeah, it's like what's that about? And it's
I'm dating a
like
cheapskate. Yeah,
it's like it's a gift card. Why can't I
yeah.
use this? Why is that like that? Why do you feel a certain way about that?
Me, yeah. Like, I feel like a little. I feel weird using a gift card. Cause or like and I shouldn't. I don't feel weird getting a gift card. You know what I mean? When I'm working, if someone gives me a gift certificate or whatever, I don't feel like anything that way. So why should I feel weird like, oh here, they got this. I think it's $25. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
why do we feel so like sheepish when we use one?
I have
Like
no idea. You know what
it's
my mom used to do, which was great at Costco? I think they used to sell Redstone gift cards, and it was $80 would give you $100 gift card to Redstone. And
yeah.
so she would get that for like a Christmas gift. And Redstone's not a cheap place, but you go in with $100 gift card for $80. It was like, all right, you're saving $20 right away. That wasn't a bad deal. They used to do. I wonder if they still do that deal. But yeah, I always forget about the gift cards and gift certificates and everything. We've had them lined up and just in a drawer, same thing. And it's like, man, we never use these things.
I
So
feel I feel like you're sitting there at the table with your whoever you're out to dinner with, and the bill comes, and Yeah, you go here's a gift card, and then take that off the top, and then give us whatever's left, and then they go back and like, yeah, table two is using a gift card. This is ridiculous. Like, yeah, like everyone starts, the whole staff starts looking over,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. There's
yeah,
just like
yeah, that's
five of
me.
them over there at the
Yeah,
stand.
I'm
Like,
using a gift
yeah,
card. So what? Like, I don't understand it. It's money. Why do you care if I use a gift card?
they should all come over, hand you the receipt like a birthday. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We're
yeah,
here, sir. Your gift card. You had a gift card.
yeah.
And then it's like, all right, well, then they're like, are they going to tip on now, like on this bill with the gift card taken off? Are they going to tip on with
I
the
think that's I think that's really the problem is that there's people that'll have gift cards, they'll pay, and then you can't tip in whatever's left over, right?
right?
So like if you have $100 gift card and
The
it's
bill was
$75,
120.
or
Yeah.
no, not even that. It was $75, right? You then have to leave a cash tip on top of that. You can't just pay for the bill and then walk out. Like you're not absolved of leaving a tip because you used a gift card. I think that's what happens with people sometimes. They just pay with the gift card and then they leave.
Oh. Well, if you have the 20, like the waiter or waitress or bartender will find a way to use that $25. What I would do is if someone said say it's 75 bucks and they give you $100 gift card, there's still $25 left on it. That's a pretty sweet tip. So you get that and they're like, all right, you just keep the rest. The next time someone pays with cash, boom, you got your $25 gift card, you use it and you take the cash.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. See,
Because you
I
can't
that's
do it with a card. Because if someone's running a card, you can't.
well, that's
They
my
run a
point. Like,
card. Yeah,
yeah, that's what you get the gift card and then they swipe it and they give you the gift card back. Hey, there's still $25 left on that gift card.
yeah,
So then you have to leave a tip on top of it. You have to leave a cash tip, right?
right. And that's the dilemma with gift cards too. And that's where money's not spent too. Is say there's even $4 left on the gift card. Well, you're not going to go back to a place with then that's even double. Like if you're like, I
That's
think there's some left on this one here. Can you run that and let's see?
uh yeah,
That's even like even more like, here you
yeah.
go. I'm sorry.
Uh, yeah, that's bad.
So, gift cards, they're great, but you got to stick with it. And we want to motivate the people out there. You know what? We're not going to be we're no longer going to be ashamed to use the gift cards. We're no longer going to be in the shadows using the gift cards. Go out there and you use your gift cards and you use them proudly. There's no shame in a gift card. Someone gave that to you. You say that I'm proud that I'm a good enough person that someone gave me this gift card to Applebee's. Okay.
Yeah.
And here it is.
And I'm
You
gonna
deal
use
with
it.
it.
Yeah. It's your problem now.
Yeah, it's your problem now. Timmy, I'll tell you what, I would sell my soul for a gift card to Applebee's. And that's going to bring us to our next topic. I was out with a couple buddies last night and I told him, hey, he said, I bet you'll use this on your show. And I wasn't gonna, but now I'm gonna because screw you, dude. So he tells a story about when he was in college. He was drinking or he was hanging out. It was late, college, broke, dorm room, kid just trying to survive. It's 3 in the morning. Nothing's open. He's starving. In walks his dorm mate with a full Papa John's pizza. Large, cheese, no toppings. And he is begging for a slice of pizza. Can I get a slice of pizza? Can I get a slice of pizza? No, no, no. He offers in exchange for one slice of pizza at 3 in the morning his soul. I will sell you my soul for that slice of pizza. No dip, he says. There was no garlic dip. There was nothing on the crust, no toppings, just a plain Papa John's pizza. And now this guy, his dorm mate, has rights to this friend's soul. He's been soulless for about 20 years now. He's walking around with no soul. Tim, what would it take for you to sell your soul?
I mean, it wouldn't be food. I mean, I think it would be money related some way, shape, or form. Uh
20 bucks?
no, like major cash. And I don't know about this whole soul thing. I mean, has it affected this individual? Has he's walking around with 20 for
Let
20
me tell
years?
you something. He's soulless, this guy. He's
But
got zero soul.
give me an example. How does he have no soul?
He just does. He sold it. He sold his soul to his dorm mate. He doesn't have it. It's no longer. It's no longer. Is that a weight lifted? Yeah, I have no soul now. Or Is it a made up thing? Is it fictional? Is he
I think
saying he sold his soul? But Timmy, when you say it, and I don't know if there was a piece of paper and a signature involved in this
uh,
thing. When you say it, when you're doing it, when it's done, the deed is done, and you've sold your soul.
yeah,
I think it counts. That's too much of a weight for me. I would need a significant amount to be
yeah.
selling my soul, at least two slices.
I'm not buying that. I mean, that's something that you just say in the heat of the moment, and yeah, you still. I think his soul's still intact. You just got a nice slice of pizza, and that's what the reward was for that. Like, I don't think there's any soul being sold there. It's too cheap. You can't sell your soul for pizza. Like, that's not
Only a buffoon would do that. But
a
this guy is a buffoon. He was in a
it,
weak state. He needed that slice. He was desperate.
I mean, there's things that people do, very desperate things that people do for food. I remember when my my buddy in college, obviously we're from Philadelphia. My buddy lived in Scranton, and he never had like an authentic Philadelphia cheesesteak. And me and my buddy Ricky Linetti, we would on the way up before we get back to college, we'd stop at Steve's Steaks and because I would pick them up, we'd stop at Steve Steaks and we'd get a bunch of cheesesteaks and bring them up to college. But for a couple of years, we just wouldn't get them one. We'd be like, "Oh,
Dude.
we forgot. Sorry,
Uh,
sorry, Connors." And finally, finally, it was crazy. I don't know if you remember this time, but at one point, McDonald's was doing their own cheesesteak.
oh, yes.
So what we did was we took the wrapper from his cheese from a Steve's cheesesteak and we put a McDonald's cheesesteak in it and we gave it to him.
Was he
And
raving or no?
oh dude, he was happy. He was like, oh man, thank God, finally I get a Philly cheesesteak. And like obviously we told him that it wasn't one. He was like so pissed. But
What, right then, or did you wait?
oh, we waited until he finished and like the whole review was in. He was like, "Oh, dude, that hit the spot." Like it was so funny. But then like finally in the springtime, I think it was our junior year, we brought him one up and we were living on the third floor of Creever. Actually, no, it was our senior year. So third floor of Creever Hall. Um, and we made him run into the middle of the quad completely naked and run back for a Philly cheesesteak. And we finally gave it to him by the time he came up. So
He
like
did it?
oh yeah, he was in desperate mode, dude. He needed a cheesesteak. He was like,
When
I
you're
need to have this.
starving, when
Yeah.
you're starving, you'll do anything. You'll run naked. You'll sell your soul. Who knows
Yeah.
what could happen next? I mean, you know, I just remember from wrestling when I was starving, I would dream about foods, and it was a weird. I was like, I was dreaming. I would eat. I was like, man, I would eat eggs with vegetables right now, and I hated eggs and I hated vegetables. I was so hungry.
Do
But
you
since
still
then,
hate eggs?
I love eggs now.
I was
When I
gonna
was a
say.
kid, I didn't really care for them. I don't know what it was, but I guess not until high school did I start to like enjoy eggs, I didn't really care for them that much. My dad made terrible eggs. He would put garlic in them.
Oh, oh,
Oh, awful.
I mean, like
Awful.
overpowering obviously overpowering garlic if
Yeah.
you didn't like them. Yeah.
It was no good. For like a 6-year-old,
Oh
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
I
Garlic
ch-
eggs.
Dude, I try to push hot sauce with my daughters. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. And they're like, this is terrible. I'm
They don't
like,
like
well,
hot sauce?
I don't know. I mean, it's just too much, I think, for a young taste bud, you know?
Yeah. Huh.
Like that Zeta's hot sauce I got, I was like pushing that on them like this past weekend. They're like, Dad, this is terrible. It's too spicy.
Oh, what about that? What were we doing with the
Oh,
horseradish? Taking the
yo,
hits?
dude, my dad is outrageous. He took, dude, I'm telling you, like half the jar and mixed it with mustard. and then started eating like hard pretzels with it. And dude, I'm telling you, dude, the amount of how hard it was for us to eat that stuff.
Yeah.
He's like Popeye with spinach, just hammering it down, dude. It was unbelievable. The guy has an iron lung. It's incredible. And if anyone doesn't know what we're talking, well, no one knows what we're talking about. So there's
Yeah.
this Zetas that comes around to
The
Tom's bar
pickle
where he
guy.
works, and they sell this extremely hot horseradish, which we were having everyone try at the bar a couple weeks ago, and it just cleaned you out. Like just a little bit would just wipe your nose out. It would just get you start to sweat.
Yeah.
It just was overpowering. And my dad is just a different animal. I mean, he's 80 years old and just he eats liver and like all sorts of weird shit and just was hammering down this horseradish like it was friggin' nothing, like it was water. It was unprecedented. I wish I could record it, but it was just something that the whole bar would have been an amazement of because we were all acting like pussies.
Yeah. It was like I was like kind of like taking it to like those smelling salts. You know what I mean? When you get it, you would get like a pop and you're like, whoa, and it would like zing you, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm
Yep.
ready.
Yep.
All right. We're moving on now. From selling your soul, Timmy, would you have sold your soul to have someone take down those Christmas lights this past weekend? You finally reached the point where you said, you know what, enough. Now, was it done before the girls got over there for the sleepover or during or
Now it was during, yeah, it was on Saturday. So yeah, it was pretty much during. But there's times, Tom, where you look at like a project and you try to avoid it and you try to avoid it and I walked outside finally, and it was a nice day on Saturday. And I started looking around, and I was like, you know what? I was standing on the porch. And I was like, today's the day. I'm just going to take them down. I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm not waiting for anybody else. Like, I know we talked about the Mexican standoff between my father and my sister,
yeah,
and no one was moving. No, they were just, they, they
not a
were just,
standoff.
yeah,
Draw.
it was
You
a
draw.
draw.
No, you
And
draw. I'm
it's,
gonna draw.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. Just you wait there. I'm coming.
So I got fed up with it because it was, you know what I think it was? It was such a nice day on Saturday and we still had our Christmas lights out. And I'm like, this is so stupid. It's going to be like 50, 60 degrees and I'm going to still have my Christmas lights up. Like, this is ridiculous. So I just started taking them down one by one. And like, dude, I, we've broached this topic about, the Christmas lights and putting them up and taking them down. And it's a pain in the ass, dude. It really is.
It is.
And the amount of wire that my sister used to hang these lights, she should be she should be hung by it. It was just I mean I'm scissors every like 3 inches. I'm cutting, this wire to unhinge these lights from the railings and then we had on top of the railing, we strung them across the front of our roof, right? So like I didn't have a ladder. I just used the railing to stand on, and I use my balance because I'm an athlete, Tom. And you start taking them down, and yeah, they get tangled and all this other stuff. And at one point, Tom, I go to climb up on the railing, and I misstepped, and I swung on the railing like King Kong on the top of the Empire State Building, dude. I did like a full 360 to the front of my porch and like, dude, smashed my leg against the wall. I have a big gash in my shin.
Oh
I was,
no.
dude, I was like probably
Yeah, some athlete.
8 feet away from landing in a bush and just being stuck for the rest of the day. It was ridiculous, dude, because we have bushes out front of our house, so our porch, we have the front yard, and then the porch is elevated about 6 feet, and then there's the railing, and then another 6 feet is the roof. And I'm like standing on the railing, holding my hand up against the top of the roof, trying to balance myself, and I just lost my footing. It's dude, like And at in the same time, my sister and my dad are laying in the living room, just laying on the couch watching TV as I'm hanging from the friggin'
Help!
railing,
Help!
like screaming, like they're just like, fun.
He's
Like
fine. You think he needs help? Nah, he's fine. Another dip of the mustard horseradish. Yeah, it is funny that like I really should use more safety precautions when I am doing the lights and everything like that. Now, you're a bigger guy. So getting up there, I'd feel like that might be something that is a little bit more I guess
risky.
I'm more equipped for. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Well, dude, I used to be your size, so like I always think that I can still do the things that I used to be able to do
Right.
15 years ago. And I, in a way, can, but just not as nimble and not as quick.
Right. And so next thing you know, you could be in a very bad situation very quickly. And
I could,
oh, good
yes.
thing you're not hurt, but I'm up on the ladder on that top, going in. I'm like going from the ladder to the porch, back to the ladder, back, up and down and moving it. It's like, and half the time I'm like, what the hell am I doing? You know what I
Like,
mean? What the
I'm,
hell am I doing?
there's a
I
point
can
out.
reach over. I don't have to go down from the ladder. I can get that
uh,
ladder. Whoa, shit.
Dude, there was a point out. There's a point out there where I'm taking these lights down and I'm bouncing myself. It's like a trapeze,
Yeah.
yeah, like acrobat. Like I'm sitting there and I'm taking these lights down. And I'm like, I'm wondering if anyone's watching me here. Like, look at that athlete. Look at this guy with his tremendous balance. Like the way he's gracefully taking down those lights. Like, I mean, like, and then it's funny because I saw like two other people come out after I was doing the lights and they started taking their lights down. And I'm like, look what I started. I started a movement out here.
Wow.
Everyone's taking advantage of it. It was great.
Takes one drop to start a waterfall, Timmy.
That's right.
Look at that. Name that movie.
That's got to be the bridges over River Kwai.
No.
Uh, bridges over Madison County.
Maybe, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a classic, and this is a suggestion I'm going to put out to everyone out there. If you haven't seen it, Stephen Dwarf is in this movie. Morgan Freeman is in this movie. The
Kiss the
Power
Cross.
of One.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Have you seen The Power of One?
I have, but his name's not Stephen Dwarf. It's Stephen Dorff. He's not a small person.
Stephen the Dwarf is in this.
He's
We're
not.
probably talking about another movie.
No.
I'm talking about it's the little people and he's a little person boxer and he boxes other little people and
Right.
there's all little Nazis that run around and look
It's a remake.
what's the yeah, it's the prequel. It's from when they're children.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's what's the guy that's in it and he's James Bond as well.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig's in that movie too. Oh, he plays a nasty,
Yeah.
nasty character in that movie. But Stephen Dwarf, aka some people call him Stephen Dorff, is in that movie. Power
Wesley
of One.
Wesley Snipes is in that too, right?
Yeah, right. It's a prequel to Blade. Go check it out. The Power of One. It takes one drop to start a waterfall.
Wesley Snipes, he's the Nazi vampire guy,
The
right?
Nazi, it's about vampires and Nazis and you know, Morgan Freeman. It's just incredible.
He narrates it.
Yeah. So we're coming down to our last topic of the week. A big week in sports, maybe the biggest week in all of sports in all the entire year. This weekend, the Super Bowl, the grand the biggest game of the year in the NFL. This Super Bowl where the 49ers will be facing the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's exciting. It's fun. Everyone has maybe some stake in the game, some block pools. Maybe you're betting the games. Maybe, do you have any Super Bowl traditions, Tim?
No, no. Um,
What are
it's
you
just
doing
like
for the Super Bowl this year?
I don't know yet. I believe I'm going down to my girlfriend's sister's house for the game.
Oh, I was gonna say wing night.
Super Bowl night? No, we can't do wing night. It's picking the worst day of the year.
Is that the worst day or the best day to do wings?
Yeah, but I mean, you don't go out and you got to be at an establishment to have the wings. You can't take them to go.
Yeah.
So where you go eat wings somewhere and
And
then
go to a party with wings and
yeah,
pizza and dips and what's the best food for Super Bowl?
standard wings. I love wings. Yeah, it's all like I think if you're at a party, it's all party food, like the trays. You get like a nice little yeah, you got your chicken fingers and all that other stuff, right? Like I think that's the nice setup, and you get your wings and I know
Hoagie?
a lot of dips, like people like the
Uh,
chips and the dip. That's a big
French
item.
onion dip,
Hmm.
maybe a 7 layer Mexican dip, something
Just
like that, a little nachos. What about gotta have your pizza?
pizza's a must. It's certainly like one of the big takeout days of the year, right? Like everyone's ordering their food, and I think Marciano's locally is doing
Oh
a
yeah.
big bread. They're doing
Ale
a
house bread?
collab with the
Are
Ale
those sold
House.
out?
I don't know, Tom. I don't have the stat sheet in front
Oh,
of me.
I'm gonna have to see if I can get one of those.
Yeah,
That's gonna be sweet.
they look good. Um, yeah, it's such a cool day. And you know what? There's a lot of talk that it should be on Saturday, which I totally agree with because there's so many parties. It's the biggest party day of the year, and you're gonna make people go to work the next day. Like people are gonna be hungover. Like the whole world watches this goddamn thing. It's the most televised event every single year, and people go out for it. It's just it would make more sense to move it to Saturday, right? And just play the game on Saturday night. Let people enjoy themselves, right? They go out Saturday night, they have fun, it just it never made sense for me. And especially like as a
That's when
kid.
they should have had like the Juneteenth. You know what I mean? And I know it's Juneteenth, but like, wouldn't that have brought people together? Everyone can agree you want off the day after Super Bowl. So everyone would be like, man, this is great. I'm really happy that we have off. And they would celebrate more and it would bring everyone together if you could celebrate freedom and being off the day after the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's when the holiday should have been.
Yeah. I agree.
My
I mean,
wife's getting a paid holiday for it. Let's make it the day after the Super Bowl. So then
that would
everyone's like, you know what? This is great. Yeah, let's do this, and everyone could get on board and everyone could be behind it and be like, this is awesome.
we're Tom, I think we're solving the world's problems right now
Let's
here.
move it to the day after the Super Bowl and we'll celebrate then.
So it would be Monday,
Yeah,
the
Mon
day, the day,
Monteenth.
that,
Why not?
hey,
Some people are believe it or not, in this world, there are some people that are anti-Juneteenth. What this is ridiculous. Blah, 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 blah. Make it the day after the Super Bowl and everybody's on board. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, you know what? All right. Okay, yeah. I
not sh-
agree. Let's do it.
not sure if it's our place to be changing around that holiday, but I mean,
Oh
I hear
shit.
you. I hear you.
Just a suggestion. Just a
Yeah.
suggestion. Have it any
Hey,
day you want, but why not? Why not that day? Or
I'm
we could
in.
just make up a totally new one and have a whole nother day off. You know what I mean? Like, why not? We can't have one more day off a year.
Tom, again, I'm on board. It's the Schmidt and Lavelle show. So whatever you say, I'm stamping my approval right next to it.
Let's put that out there right now, Tim. For all the people in the world, by God, it's time that we all band together and we all, in unison, say, we should have off the day after the Super Bowl. Make it a holiday. Everyone's off. You watch the game, you party, you eat your pizza, your wings, you drink your beers, you see the football, and you sleep in the next day. Don't worry about work. Don't worry about going in. Paid day off. This should be a thing. We need to start a revolution here, Tim. What do you think?
I think that's been done before, but I'm willing to do it with you, Tom, because it hasn't been done like we're gonna do it.
That's right. So if you're out there and you think that we should have off the day after the Super Bowl? Give us a hell yeah. Can I get a hell yeah?
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
okay. So I won't move Juneteenth around. Okay, we'll keep it where it's at. I was just thinking, hey, that would help everyone come together, right?
That's what you're about, Tom. You just love bringing people together. We love bringing people together here on the Schmidt Lavelle show, Tom.
That's right, we do, and we love you, Timmy. Man, oh man, what an episode! We've done it yet again. Another episode. Schmidt and Lavelle taking off. New episodes every week, and we're glad to be bringing it to you. Now, we've said it before, we say it again. Everything's up, up, up. Views are up, shares are up, likes are up. Everything's up. We can't do it without you. And if you're not already doing it, give us that follow. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on TikTok, Apple, Spotify, wherever it is. You can find us. Give us that follow and then maybe a share. Tell your friends, tell your family. Over 500 followers on Instagram. Very exciting stuff. Timmy, what a show. Do you have anything you'd like to say to all the Schmidt and Lavelleites out there before we sign off?
Tom, in honor of the late, great Carl Weathers, we've only just begun to live. White lace and promises, a kiss will ever be. Hey, chin up, Pappy. Look, I got my hand back.
And another one for him. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? We do it now.
The famous Rocky quote. But I like
Right.
the Happy Gilmore quote by Chubbs, where he's singing the song, playing the piano. It's very fitting, actually, with him just recently passing. So
Amen.
an icon, Tom, an icon.
I love Carl Weathers. R.I.P. Rest in peace. We love you. Until next week, my name's Tom Lavelle for Timothy Schmidt. Peace.